Hi, in this video, we are going to learn about parent to child relationship SOQL between standard object and custom object. In the previous video, we have learned about parent to child relationship SOQL between standard object and standard object, both the parent as well as the child were the standard object. Now, in this particular video, we will be learning about standard and custom. You are pretty much aware that we cannot have a custom object as a parent for the standard objects, right? So we can have always a standard object as a parent, and we will be having the custom objects as a child. So as you pretty much aware of from the previous video, we will be writing a subquery always to fetch the child record information. And what's the difference between standard to standard and standard to custom? The difference is when you are referring the child object, normally it is a custom object. We will be specifying __ C, right? But the same custom object is used in a relationship, then we will be using __ R. You're able to witness that in this SOQL, right? In the subquery is used to fetch information from the child object department. And since it is a custom object, it is used in the relationship. The SOQL consists of __ R. So the remaining things are going to be the same. How you will identify the object name and the child relationship name, everything is going to be the same. The only difference is how you will, use the relationship name of that particular object in the relationship SOQL. So we will quickly jump to the org and let's write the SOQL for this relationship SOQL for this. Before that, for example, in this particular org, I have a department object. This is a custom object. This department object has a couple of records in it. Each and every department will be a child for an account. For example, if you consider this particular department record product, it is associated with the account called Edge Communication. Okay. So similarly, if you go to the department called training, it is associated with another account called AJ Skill Development, right? So a parent is account object and child is the department objects. Now we are going to write a relationship SOQL to fetch accounts and its related departments. So let me quickly go to the developer console and let me open the developer console in a new tab. Let it load. First, we will try the relationship SOQL, from the query editor. So let me quickly open the query editor. This is the SOQL what we have written previously. We are going to write in the same, method. We will be writing it. In the relationship SOQL, we need to query the account name, right? For example, if you want to query the name field from the account object, then you will be writing like this, name from account. Now we need to query the account as well as its child information. Then the child subquery will be returned just like this. You will be putting a comma there, just like adding another column. You'll be putting a comma, and then you have to put open bracket, close bracket, and inside the open bracket, close bracket, you will be generally writing the subquery. So from the department object, I want to query the name field, which is a standard field. So that's why there is no __ C. And in the department object, we have one more field called the city. That is a custom field. So I'm going to give __ C. From what is the object? As we already discussed in the previous presentation, if you want to write a parent-child relationship query, then probably you need to identify the child relationship name, right? So where you will identify the child relationship name? In the child object. So you need to search for department object. In the department object, if I go to fields and relationship, first I need to identify the relationship field. And then I have to explore the relationship field. The relationship field here is termed as account. See, lookup to account object, right? Let me try to open. If I open this account relationship field, there definitely I can find a attribute called child relationship name. So let it load. Once it is loaded, we will check that. It is loaded. Now you see there is a child relationship name, right? When you are writing parent to child relationship query, you will, to refer the child object, you will be using the child relationship name attribute, right? In the child relationship name, it is mentioned as departments. So in our relationship circle also, we have to use departments as a child object name. So let me go to the developer console. And after from, I need to mention departments. If it is a standard object, I can leave it as it is, but it is not a standard object. It is a custom object. So generally, if it is a custom object, we will be mentioning underscore C. But here is the key point. We are using it in the relationship circle, so it will be underscore R. Okay. Now let's execute this circle and let's check this circle is written properly. Yes. Now we are able to see under the account AJ skill dev, there is a department called training and the city is Chennai. Similarly, for Burlington, sorry, Edge Communication, under Edge Communication, there is a department called the product and the city belongs to Chennai. And there is another department called HR and the city belongs to Mumbai, right? Since a parent can have multiple child records, it is displayed as a list. You can find a square bracket there, right? Each child record is considered as an object. So there is a curly braces between each records. So then our SOQL is working fine. What will be the next step? Probably we will be writing a method, right? To get this particular, child records information. So let me quickly write a static method for this. Public static void get account with get account with department. Let me give you a name like this. And what is a SOQL? Just simply, I'm going to copy paste this SOQL to save the time. And this is the SOQL. So basically, this will return information from account as well as department, which is the parent object account. Then probably you need to store the result in a list of account. Why I'm using a list of account? Because account is the parent. So always you have to mention the parent object as a data type for this list. So let's keep it as account list. Now I need to traverse this. I'm going to traverse account list, and account list consists of account record, right? I need to create a variable. So that's why let me give account and give a name called record account. Okay. And let me give you a curly brace here and save the code. Now what I will do, first I will print the account name system.debug, and I'm going to print the account name. So account name colon and plus account name is available in the variable record account. From there, I'm going to give the account name. And after that, I need to print all the child records, right? Before printing all the child records, let me give a separator here. Probably this will be easy. And let me try to save this record. Now it's time to traverse the child information. The child informations are available in the child object. So what you have to do here is you can easily identify departments underscore star. You need to copy this. This is inside the account record, right? So you have to mention, record account, that is account record dot, and then department underscore list. So now departments underscore R, right? This is a list. This is going to be a list. So that's why I'm traversing the using the for loop. As I explained in the previous standard to standard, SOQL implementation also, for example, this is an account record. This is an account record. Each account record will have account name as one column, and in the another column, you will have a list. This will be a list. So this is going to be a list of department. In our scenario, it is going to be a list of department. It may have a one record or more than one record, depends upon the record what we have in the org. Since it is going to be a list, to access all the records in the departments, I'm going to use a for loop. So this is the explanation for why I'm using a inner for loop. Okay, fine. So inside this, let me try to quickly, have one out here. Okay, let's move the cursor here, and this is going to be contact, and I'm going to give a name record contact. I'm going to give a record contact and curly braces, and let me save this. I'm going to save this, and then I will be printing the child name. Let me see, there is some error there. That's loop must be generic as object list, concrete as objects list of department underscore R. So we have given the name as departments underscore R, right? Okay. And it is going to be a record account, and record account dot departments, right? Then it is going to be a departments. Each records in the list will be a department record, not a contact record, right? So it will be record a department. Let me give you a naming convention like this. So a couple of key points here you need to consider. Okay, so let me put a brace here. I missed the bracket here. Let me put a bracket and save this, and then I will explain. Okay, let me save this. An invalid type department. Any spelling mistake is there. N is missing. So let me put N there. Okay, and save. Fine. It is saved. All the issues are fixed. Now it's time for explanation. So let me explain this a little bit better. Okay. Couple of key things here. When you are using in the relationship SOQL, the child objects will have underscore R. If you are going to refer that child object in a loop, then you will be using the parent account record and dot the child object name. So both should match, right? So both should, the subquery in the naming convention which is used in the subquery should match in the for loop also. But when you are trying to access the individual records, for example, this is a list, right? This is a list. The list is mentioned as naming convention as department underscore R. Inside the list, you will be having more records, right? Each record is considered as a single department, right? Single department. While referring the individual record, you will be using department underscore C. See the syntax here, right? That's what mentioned here. This is the key points. Okay, these all are the key points when writing standard to custom relationship SOQL. This one and this one and this part, right? So in the subquery as well as in the for loops, if you want to refer the child object list, if it is a custom object, you will be using underscore R. Each individual record, when you are going to refer the each individual record in the list of child, then you will be using underscore C. This difference you should not forget. These are the two key points you need to take a notes out of it. Okay. Suppose I want to print the department name as well as the department city. What I can do here? I can do system.department and system.department, and then I need to mention the name, right? I need to mention name, and the department name going to be, we have a variable called a record department and dot name. Name is a standard field, so there is no underscore C. And then I need to print the city also. So what I will do, I have to mention city here, and the city is a custom field. So I have to mention underscore C here at the bottom. Let me save this. Now the class is saved. Once the class is saved, it's time to execute the code. It is saved, and we have an issue here. Let's see here. There is a spelling mistake. Yes, record, R-E-C-O-R-D, record department. Sometimes this will be the case with me. Okay, let me try to save this piece of code. And how you will call this method or call this function. Let me take the syntax also, copied it, and let me save it once again. Okay, so record department, N is missing there. And let me give the N name there and save it. Most of the times when my implementations are facing the, spelling issues. Okay, void department from type system.debug. I don't know what the hell I am doing it here. It's going to be system.debug. I was thinking something and I was typing something, right? System.debug. Let me copy this. And Now go to the anonymous window and you need to call this method, right? Get account with the department. Let me try to copy this and paste it here and execute. Once it is executed, you will have the debug log with the accounts along with its department, right? You are able to see, the name, right? The account name is AJ Skill and you have a department called training and its city is going to be Chennai. Similarly, for edge communication also, you can able to identify. If you want to filter that, then you can definitely apply filter also. For example, I'm going to apply a filter here simply where I'm going to mention name is equal to edge communication. Name is going to be edge communications. And this is the filter I'm going to add it here. And to make it simple, let me have multiple lines. Then probably the syntax might be a little bit better to have a readability here, right? Now this is a better implementation, in terms of visibility is concerned. And I have saved it. Now I'm trying to execute. And if I'm trying to execute, it should show edge communications. If the spelling is correct, then we will get all the records. Yes, edge communication and its child department, HR as well as product and their cities, we are able to see. Suppose the child record is not there, then probably, the size of these departments will be 0. So let me print that too. Okay. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to print the child record size. I'm going to add one more line here, system.debug and total child records. So total child, and I need to use the child record size, right? For each account, we need to mention the child. So what is the account? Account is mentioned here as a card account variable, right? And let's copy paste this. Now it will be easy. The parent account and its related child records, since it is a relationship, I'm using underscore, and then it is going to be a list. So I'm going to use size variable here. And let me save this. Once it is saved, I will execute the same piece of code again. And let me see, I'm able to get the size of my child records also. There is one issue here. So the issue is also fixed. We don't have any issues. Now let me try to execute the same piece of code and check whether we were able to get the size also. Yes, total child is 2, right? HR as well as Mumbai. And the takeaway points from this relationship SOQL is the key areas where you need to concentrate more is when you are referring the child objects, make sure you are identifying the child relationship name and you are adding underscore R in the relationship SOQL. When you are trying to access it, you will be using underscore R. When you are referring individual records, you will be using child object name underscore C, not underscore R. These are the key points you need to consider when you are writing parent to child relationship SOQL, when it is a standard and custom object involved there.
If you are interested to learn Salesforce, visit AJ Skill Development website. There you can find our course curriculum and you can come to know about the list of courses we are offering. We are offering Salesforce Administrator and Salesforce Development courses. To know about us and the team, you can visit our About Us section. This is an organization we are doing Salesforce training from 2018 and we have trained and guided 2000 plus candidates so far. And if you also want to know about our placement assistance, visit our placement assistance section where you can find the list of people and the category. You can see the list of people who got trained and placed from our side. You can also visit their LinkedIn pages to get to know about our training and also the feedback from the relevant trainees. Okay. And also, if you want to do the course inquiry, click on contact us. You will see the form. You can fill the form and submit the inquiry. Our team will get back to us. Thank you.